What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Wednesday, January 10th, 2024. I am your host, Chris Drummond. Once again, I'm a sports reporter based out of Minnesota here, sports broadcaster, and I do, this is my self-made podcast that I have, Work Hard, Play Harder. Where we talk to different individuals in different genres of work, including mine, which is journalism. Let me get to know their story, know their why, of why they do what they do. I have a special guest coming on with me today. Her name is Serianna Machesney Dehmlow. Okay. She was a runner at Upper Iowa University. She's a graduate from there. She also has a master's from Drake University. She's a writer. She is a podcaster. She's a producer. So we're going to talk to her about her why, of why she wanted to go into journalism. We're going to talk to her about her story, her journey, and get to know her a little bit. I love connecting with other writers in my profession and just listening to their story because everyone has a story to tell. So, without any further ado, I bring to you the wonderful Serianna.
Well, Chris,
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Are you, young man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's good to see you. You look absolutely lovely today, by the way.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And so do you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I just want to say thank you, first of all, for dedicating your time to my podcast. I really do appreciate it. I want to ask you, how's your week going?
It's going.
And
I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's my week is actually going really well, as usual. And we had a lot of snow last night.
mm, Yeah, yeah. So here as well. I know you're in Illinois. I'm in Minnesota, so we're close by. And yeah, we got hit pretty hard last night as well, for sure.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot. We went to like Mankato for a track for like a college track meet. Oh my goodness, it was like snowy and it was a lot, but we still went. So
Yeah, that's right. And obviously, I live next to the College of SMSU, which is Southwest Minnesota State University. You went to Upper Iowa University, so you are a Peacock alumni. They're in the same division as the NSIC. So yeah, you're very familiar with Minnesota as well. I can understand that.
yes, sir.
Okay, I like that. So, without any further ado, Sirianna, I'm going to get into it. First, I want to tell you why I wanted to have you on here before I start peppering you with questions. Okay. So, I saw that you have a podcast called the SMD Project. I also see that you write as well. You produced. I had a chance to watch your short film, More Than an Athlete, and your letter of gratitude to Cross Country, which was great, well put together. Um, and I just wanted to reach out and talk to you. I just wanted to hear your story about how you came into that. I'm a journalist myself, so I love talking to other journalists. And I love just hearing what they went through or their journey of how they came into journalism and kind of share journeys between you and I, but also ask some fun questions as well and get to know you a little bit. So I definitely want to talk about the SMD project and we'll get there. I definitely want to talk about the short film you did, which was great. Had a chance to watch that again. So that's why I wanted you on my podcast.
Yeah, I really appreciate the invite and your like dedication time because you're of course you're dedicated yourself and yeah and then the reason why like I started like podcast is because I wanted to share my story and then I had my story hidden for as long as I can remember,
Sure.
and it was time to be courageous and tell my story.
Sure, absolutely. So the first question that I have for you is, and I actually have this question for all my guests, is why, right? What is your why of getting into journalism, right? Was there anybody that inspired you? Anybody that was a role model for you? Why did you want to pursue writing?
So I wanted to pursue writing. Like, I mean, it's a long story, but the reason why I pursued writing is because I had very good friends of mine from high school who were like journalists and which is called The Voice. And by the way, I went to like high school, and that's the high school newspaper. And then the reason why I took that like communication studies up is because like, oh, by the way, I have autism, and then because I wasn't able to meet the technical standards for athletic training, which I was supposed to go to school for, but then but then I was forced to change my major to like communication studies, mass media. So, and that's why because I love writing, and of course and I'm a great editor and everything like that. So that's why I wanted to do like mass media. So I love like watching like the news, watching like the TV shows, like, and of course like I like the television production, and of course I have like family members who work for ESPN, and that's why I wanted to be like a writer for those like that want to be like motivated to like break the barriers, like just regardless of their disability and regardless of their background. So that's why I wanted to share my story to make sure like they're all like not only are inspired, but also we can like inspire them to be positive within a diverse community.
Absolutely. Now, did I want to make sure I heard you right. Did you say you have family members that work for ESPN?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay. Can you share who?
It was like her name is Ashley Ward. So I thought in that I saw her on Tosh Point oh, which is a Comedy Central show, and
Yeah.
I was in college one time, and
Mhm.
then I was just watching Tosh Point oh and Comedy Central. That's one of my favorite channels of all time. So like
Yeah.
all of a sudden I happened to see my cousin and who got hit by a football during like the punting of the Auburn University, and I was like, what the? And then I happened to text my mom, and I was like, my mom, cousin Ashley was on my Touch Point on, and she's like, what? I'm like, yep, and it was pretty shocking too. So
Wow, that's amazing. It's amazing to hear, Serianna. It really is. And for those of you that for those of you that will watch this, once again, I'm talking to Serianna Machesney Dehmlow. Did I get that right? Or Dehmlow? Is it Dehmlow?
yes, sir.
Okay, just
Yes,
want to
sir.
make
You got
sure.
that right.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a heck of a name. I love that. On my Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. We talked about it a little bit before. You went to Upper Iowa University. They're the Peacocks out in Iowa. I want to know what went into the decision of you going to Upper Iowa, and were there any other schools that you considered before making Upper Iowa your choice?
I mean, it's a long story. Like, I mean, in high school though, I wanted to be like a cross country and track athlete. So, and I told my mom that I wanted to do that, and then she says we'll figure something out. And then I have high school teachers that who I doubted me that I would be able to handle academics in like a 4-year university setting, and I
Sure.
wouldn't be able to handle like athletics in a 4-year university setting, and that I should go to a community college before going to a 4-year university. And so and even though I only have an 18 on the ACT, I still like got enough to go Upper Iowa, and I went to only 2 college visits still. Like I went to like Concordia University, Wisconsin, and
Yeah.
of course Upper Iowa as well. And then Upper Iowa was the only one that stood out to me because I know some like high school teachers who went to Upper Iowa for football, and of course like studied strength and conditioning, like exercise sports.
Sure.
So
Okay.
that's why and then I had and of course I had family members that believed in me, and that's why I never listened to those doubts, because I not only worked hard academically but also athletically, and then I improved my times, and then I used to do tennis in like high school, and it was and after like my junior year I decided, I was like, you know what, tennis is not for me. So that's why I focused more on my running. So and of course my training like that took place in like early release periods, and then the early mornings, like 4:40 a.m., 5
Sure.
o'clock, you name it.
Oh,
And then I improved my time so much that I wanted to be a walk on for cross country and track, and so during my visit at Upper Iowa a university, Coach Rucker, and who actually took me under his wing, and even though I didn't get like a scholarship or anything like that, and I was very grateful to have him as a coach, and then he also treated me like a father and a mentor, like especially during like races and on and off the track and cross country course. So and he's really good at communicating with my family to make sure things are running smoothly. And of course, even though I redshirted because of the I lacked the high school transcript criteria, it was during my
sure.
freshman year of college. I still worked hard, and of course I studied hard and get good grades and do what is expected of me. Like even though I had the ups and downs, and of course and I also like what's shocking though, I'm a 3-time record holder for the 10K.
Wow.
So and my best one was like 41 minutes and 41 seconds, that was the third time I beat the record. And even despite during COVID-19 pandemic, we still competed in like indoor and outdoor season. So, but it was like limited, like meets and everything like that.
Wow, Serianna, that's impressive. 10K. I mean, I just did a 5K this past November, and I was already drained. We're doing a 5K, and that's only 3.2 miles. You talking about 10K? Whoo, that's quite a bit.
I mean,
that's
you're not the only one. Like, I mean, I had friends like who decided not to do like track after high school, and then there's a lot of miles, and that's why I was like, let's do it. And then I mean, I had doubts from my coach that I would be able to do a 10K, but then the first time I did it, I did pretty well. And then the week after that, it was a week on my birthday. I ran 2 events, like not only a 10K in which I beat the records the second time, I also did the 5K, which is a lot of miles. So I was like, and it was after the 5K race when one of the opponents from the other school were saying like, 10K runner, did you run the 5K too? And I was like, yes, ma'am. And she's like, oh my God. I was like, I don't know how you do it. And I was like, just dedicated. And by the way, that was on my birthday by the time. And it was a lot of miles. And then it was like last week. Not last week, but it was like in April 2019. And it was the day after the meet we had in St. Paul, Minnesota. And then I was looking for my Facebook, and all of a sudden I happened to see a very good friend of mine. His dad tagged me in like a post, and he noticed me on the newspaper, and I didn't know I was recognized by the newspaper for my 10K. And I was like, oh wow, that's amazing.
Yes, it is.
So it's like, I know it was like, I actually didn't know this until I looked at this thing. I was like, what the, it was pretty good.
Yes, and if anybody knows you that follows you on your social media, they know that your dedication to fitness is second to none. They know you're in the gym, not only fitness but nutrition as well. They see you working out. They should see your videos. They should definitely follow you. You're an incredible athlete, no question about it. Runners, I always like to give flowers to, because it's hard for me to do sports without a ball. I'm just gonna be honest. I like to have a ball in my hand. I like to hit something, hit someone. That's just me. That's my personality. But runners takes a lot of dedication, because you're running against the wind. You're running against yourself, pretty much. And I love that. I love the fact that you did that 10K. I had no idea about that. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I really do appreciate it.
It was my pleasure.
So, favorite things, Serianna. I want to ask you some questions, and you give me, based upon these questions, give me some of your favorite things. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Favorite meal you like to cook or eat?
Over easy eggs with toast, and of course my smoothies. And I love smoothies. Like definitely recommended. So so usually I like strawberry banana. So like if you by the way, if you want to make a smoothie, then like you do like frozen strawberries, and then you do like bananas and any milk, but I usually use almond milk. And then I add a little cinnamon to add a little like spice to it. And then I add peanut butter, and of course like honey. So so you want to get all the nutrients in. So like, because without the proper nutrients, then you're not only will get hurt during like your season, you're also like gonna get hurt during like off season. So that's why, and of course as well as you're gonna get sick. So that's why it's really important to like take your health and nutrition seriously, especially doing after college sports.
Wow, I'm gonna have to try one of those smoothies. But see, I can't make it, Serianna. You're gonna have to make that smoothie. That sounds good. I like that. That sounds delicious. Okay, over easy eggs too. I like that. That's pretty cool with some toast. Favorite concerts you've ever attended?
Favorite concert? I've actually if I were to go to a concert, then it would actually be like a 80s. So like if I were to go to like if I were to go to a concert, but I mean I've been to a few concerts, but like I haven't been to like the 80s rock stars thing. So I love all the 80s stuff. So like I like Sammy Hagar, Metallica, Cyndi Lauper, and Madonna, and so many others.
Wow, Madonna is still touring. She actually has a tour going on right now as we speak.
Yeah, my uncle like heard about it too, and I thought, and she's I can't believe she's still like performing. That was like pretty
Yeah.
amazing. And I also like Irene Cara, or should I say the late Irene Cara, and then with who sung Flashdance, and I love you ever heard of Flashdance, right? The film.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I,
Yes.
I would actually love to watch that movie. So I mean, I haven't seen it, but I do have a few songs that I know from the soundtrack.
Oh yeah. I mean, Flashdance was in the same time of another big time dance movie, which was Dirty Dance, if you remember that movie as well.
Oh, I love that movie. The
Right. That's a
Patrick
classic, right?
Swayze.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. So I'm glad that you mentioned those artists because I'm a huge Metallica fan. I'm into the Sandman though. Into the Sandman Metallica. That's me. I love that Metallica. You know what I mean? So old school Metallica is what I love for sure. Okay.
It was so funny. I mean, it was so funny. Like, I was playing '80s during the college lifts, and then my one teammates, like in college, she came up to me and she was the thrower, and she's like, "What is this music?" And I was like, "'80s," and she's like, "Turn that off." So okay, and I mean, I love '80s, but nobody wanted my '80s during the lifting, and it was so funny. I was like,
I understand. The kids nowadays, crazy I'm calling them kids, but yeah, the kids nowadays, they like that new school music, and new school is good too. Don't get me wrong, but you
I
gotta
agree.
appreciate the old. You gotta appreciate the new and respect the old, and that's what I like to do. I like to respect the old school music. I love '80s music, right? You
Same
went
with
on the
me
rock
too.
side, right?
I mean, I love I would actually love to respect the new ones, and of course respect the old one as well. So like
Sure,
and
sure.
of course I listen to like hip hop, I listen to like
Mhm.
'80s of course, and then dubstep and so many others.
Absolutely, great genres out there. Let me ask you this: favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Um, I'm gonna say I've been to so many places, but I'm Florida, and of course Walt Disney World, because I was part of the Disney College program from
Okay.
November 2021 to August 2022, and I earned 20 recognitions like for my guest service and guest services and courtesy for the guests, and of course helping like it which helped me like grow into like professionally, and it helped me improve my communication skills, and the guests actually like gave me recognition for like my service to them. So I wanted to provide and help them as much as I possibly can.
That's awesome. I love that. Florida is a great place, no question about that. Especially Orlando, where you're talking about Disney World being. Two more of the favorites. Favorite restaurant that you like to eat at?
Ooh, Red Lobster,
You
because
like those biscuits,
because
don't you?
I'm a huge seafood fan, like no doubt about it. Like I mean, my dad
Okay.
and I we are huge seafood fans. I know most of the people they don't like they're not huge fan of seafood, but like of course like my dad says you have to have fish at least like once a week. It's very good for you.
Absolutely. Are you a cheese biscuit fan? You like those cheese biscuits they
Oh, I
bring to the
love
table?
cheese biscuits.
Okay.
Those are my
Okay.
favorite.
Okay, I like that. Yes, I'm not a. You're right. I'm not a huge seafood fan, but I do love shrimp, and I think it just goes well. So anytime I do get some seafood, Red Lobster is definitely my choice, no question. Okay, last of the favorites, Serianna, and this one is favorite sport you like to watch on TV and favorite sport you like to watch in person.
Let's see. I love cross country and track because I was in cross country and track, and that's like the one in person. And then and of course football as well and basketball.
Okay. Okay. So are you a Bulls fan? Are you a Bears fan being in Illinois?
Being in Illinois, I'm a Bears fan, like for football on the football side, but if I really watch, I mean, wait, I don't normally watch basketball very much, but but of course I like to watch college and basketball and football. But if I was in the basketball side, then it would be Chicago Bulls.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Yes. I have family out there in Chicago. No question about that. Like I said, I typically come out there a couple times, and I'm definitely going to catch a Bulls game, a Cubs game, a White Sox game of this upcoming year for sure, and catch all those for sure. I have to hit you up when I'm in town for sure.
Of course, and I'm also a Cubs fan as well. So like
Oh wow.
I mean,
Okay.
in
Awesome.
eighth grade, we went to and I won tickets from like a prize thing in my middle school,
Okay.
and then I got to go to the Cubs game, and it was so much fun.
Absolutely. Wrigley Field is one of those historic fields, kind of like Fenway Park. It's a historic field. If I'm talking about fields, maybe Great American Ballpark, which I went to. That's the one in Cincinnati. That's another one, kind of a historic field that people love to go to. Yankee Stadium. I mean, who don't know about Yankee Stadium if you don't like baseball, right? So that's another historic kind of field. Wrigley is that one too. So definitely, I totally understand the fun having there for sure. You did well on the favorites, by the way. That was awesome. That was great.
I
Uh,
appreciate it, and I mean, I love I like the favorites. Like, not only it's like an icebreaker before I interview, but also it'd be like a warm up basically for the most part.
Absolutely, no question. Let's talk about what you do on a day to day basis now, right? What would you say is your job now? And tell us what you do on a day to day basis.
So on a day to day basis, I'm working freelance right now, and I'm also
Yeah,
volunteering. I'm also volunteering with the organization called Digital for Good and hashtag I Can Help, which is a organization like held by UIU alumna Kim Carr, and that's why and me being like a communication studies mass media major, and of course having a master's degree in brand communication, and then when I talked to her, and then she said she was so inspired by my story, and then I explained to her like how my autism made me like who I am today. So like,
yeah,
and then she was so inspired by my story, and she invited me onto this like LinkedIn. And by the way, I'm on LinkedIn. As you can see, and then they actually helped me with my LinkedIn. They had me do they helped me with my LinkedIn, my resume, cover letter, and of course, they gave me a lots of connections. I can
yeah.
actually connect with, and it was so much. It was amazing, and of course I almost cried because I've been through a long road, and then of course I mean I've been looking for over a year trying to find a job, and then I hadn't found any success, so that's why I found this being like, and I'm also volunteering with the digital media committee where I create like TikTok reels promoting like digital safety and digital positivity, and then besides that I've been working on like my mom's friend's husband who is like a co-founder of the Encouraging Arts,
Sure.
where I create like banners for like where I create like banners for like the colleges for like the middle schools and high schools. So I'm basically like working freelance on that. And I mean it's not full time though, but it's like freelance, like at least like paid work, of course.
Sure. Sure.
And then I'm doing like this and then besides that I've been doing like my podcast, and then I've been updating it pretty well. So and that's why I wanted to say it's updated to finding cross country confidence in all aspects of life, because and the reason I found it is because of course I was in special ed at the time, and it was during my elementary and middle school, and until my sophomore year of high school I was in special ed classes, and then I had teachers like who had told me I wouldn't be able to handle academics in a college setting, nor I'd be able to compete in a collegiate sport in like a 4 year university. So that's
Sure.
why I never listened to those doubts, because I chose to work hard. And of course, I hang out with the good kids from the solid families, and I became more social. And by the way, like before I was social, I was like very shy and talked very little and dreaded the crowds and the thought of going to school. And then I usually cry about something that would bother me. And then I always get and in elementary school, I always get in trouble, like I getting assigned lunch detentions from my like the teachers and teacher aides for not doing what was
Wow.
expected of me. So that's
Wow.
why being a track and field about being like a former track and field and cross country athlete and fitness, general fitness has changed my life as a whole. So that's why, and that's how I became more social, and then I met people who have the same interests as me. So, and of course, like throughout like high school, I hang out with the kids from the solid families, and they were really smart. Some of them are like AP courses, like some of them are like honors
Yeah.
courses, and so many others. So that's what inspired me to like, and I've been watching them succeed. So that's why what's inspired me to do it is, as I chose to work hard and be like them. And even though, like I said, even though I only had an 18 on the ACT, I
Right.
still was able to go Upper Iowa straight out of high school. And it was in of course you would be floored because I broke the barriers, and of course I embrace introversion.
No, that's amazing. It really is. And listen, you know yourself better than anyone will ever do. You know, people always tell you their opinions. They'll always say what you can't do. And I live by a slogan myself. You can always tell me what I can't do, but I'm always going to show you what I can do. And that's the slogan I kind of live by with my life. Because, like I said, nobody knows me better than me. Nobody knows you better than you. So you don't allow people to dictate what you can and can't do, right? And you just go ahead and go about your business. And that's what you did. And you got on that team and you ran your heart out for the years that you were there. And you got you a degree and a master's degree. And you don't just get those easily. You have to work hard to be able to get degrees and be able to not only work hard, but show that you can handle any kind of workload that you bring onto yourself. You can handle it. So I definitely give flowers to you for that. No question about that.
I really appreciate it.
Oh, no question. It leads me into the next question though, because like you said, you have autism, and dealing with mental health is very serious, especially nowadays, right? People are dealing with it in all different kind of genres of their job. And mental health is taken, like I said, more seriously now than it ever has been. How do you balance your mental health and being able to keep good mental health and also keep a nice work-life balance? Because sometimes we get in journalism, it's crazy hours. It's not like a business hour kind of job. You know what I mean? So it's crazy hours. You work in evenings, weekends, and just all that kind of stuff. So how do you keep good mental health, Serianna?
Well, obviously, and of course, I want to give you my experience. Like when I was in the Disney College program, I worked on my master's. Like, and by the way, it was online, and I started 58 days later after I graduated Upper Iowa University in May
Wow.
2021, and then I was going to get a job. Long story though, but I was going to get a job right after right after college, but then my mom and God had a different plan for me, so I was like, you know what, let's go try for the master's, and then so in January, like I was in like I in January 2021, and it was during my extended winter break because of COVID, and they were not going to have the spring break. So and I decided to apply for Drake University, and I talked to my mom, and I was like, I want to do that, and then they helped me apply for like graduate school, and then Drake University was the only thing that actually stood out to me. So and I wanted to go into brand communication, and I applied and I put all the information in, and all I was waiting for was the my official transcript from Upper Iowa University.
Sure.
And then my coach kept asking me to do a fifth year, and here's what's like hard about it. Like when my coach asked me why I don't want to do a fifth year, because I told him, because I kept telling him why, and he told me, let me talk to your mother. Like, you don't need to get a master's right now, so that's why. And I was like pretty shaken up after that. And
right.
as I got back to my apartment after practice, I called my mom crying, and I felt like I was obligated to do a fifth year. But then my mom talked to my coach about it. Then I was really relieved because I really wanted to move on, and of course finish school.
Sure.
And then it was like a month later, after I turned in my official transcript, I got accepted into Drake University to study in their online master's program.
That's awesome.
And of course, like me being like a former student athlete, and that it took a lot of pressure, and me and of course like I balance my mental health by like not only doing my studies, not only doing my like Disney College program, and I also doing I also like keep like training, like keep like lifting, keep like running, and of course like hang out with like friends and talk to my family members, and of course that's how I work, like balance my mental health.
Sure.
And of course I had a very good friend of mine who had like mental health issues, like, and she went back home during my senior year of college, and I of course I kept checking on her. I checked on hers, and see how she was doing, and I wanted to support her in as much as I could. And you also want to send a lot your support, because his mental health is very important, like especially when you're like a college athlete. And of course I had another good friend of mine from like Byron Terry, who was he talked about the mental health blogs, and Rachel Barabo introduced me to him, and of course we became really good friends. And he's been doing like Medium blogs. And by the way, I have like my link from Medium, so like if you ever want to check out my blogs I do, then feel free to check them out.
Sure, absolutely.
And I figure like because like I was inspired by him to do blogs. I was like, you know what? Why not do blogs for like my autism and how I overcame those obstacles.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, that's how I that's how I balance my mental health with my like work, like training, and of course my overall life.
Sure. And I know Byron. I do know Byron went to Kennesaw State, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he went to my school alma mater. I've talked to him before. I definitely know Rachel Barabo. She's somebody who I've known for years. When she was actually down in Georgia, I've known her since she was rolling 92.9 a game, and now she's moved on up, went up to the SEC, and now she's in Florida doing her thing because she has the changing the narrative thing going on with her. So she's amazing, no question about it. But it's great to have those connections. What a small world it is, right? That we know the same people. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing.
I agree.
Now, what I want to do is we got to the portion of this podcast where we're going to do some this or that. So what I do is I throw out two things to you, Serianna, and you tell me this or that. You choose one or the other. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Popeyes or KFC?
Definitely KFC.
Okay, I like that. I like that. All right. Do you eat chicken wings?
No, but I do eat the boneless wings though.
Okay, boneless wings. Okay, well, so let me ask you this: lemon pepper or barbecue? Which sauce are you rolling with?
Definitely barbecue.
Okay, I like that. I like that. That's nice. Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Hockey or baseball?
Definitely baseball.
Okay, I like that. This has to do with music. Okay, which band would you rather see in person? Would you rather see Journey or Aerosmith?
Aerosmith.
Okay, I like that. Which artist would you rather see in concert? Taylor Swift or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Okay, you're very decisive. I like that. Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Bowling.
Are you a good bowler?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Now listen, not many people say they're good at bowling. Now we might have to might have to test that out, Serianna. We might have to test that out.
I mean, I will definitely be down. Like, if I'm like in the Chicago area, like, I got a few strikes. I mean, my goal was to do like 10 strikes in a row. Well, but apparently it didn't happen. So like, and of course we had bowling in high school, which is there was a lot of bowlers in high school, and of course like bowling in college. So, which is pretty like shocking, of course.
Absolutely. Okay. Which place would you rather stay in? Iowa or Illinois?
It's kind of a difficult decision, but like if I were to visit my like alma mater, then Iowa.
Okay. Okay. I like that. We got a few more for the this or that. This is another music one, okay? Which
Okay.
person would you rather see in concert? J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar?
J. Cole.
Oh, okay. Do you know about some J. Cole?
I mean, I'm not familiar with J. Cole, but I think I listened to his music a couple times.
Okay. Okay. I like that. Here we go. All right. Two more of the this or that. Which sport would you rather, or I would say, which sport would you rather watch in person? Would you rather watch college football or NFL football?
College football.
Okay, okay. Now, who's your favorite college team?
Um, I mean, it's a lot of college teams, but like, I mean, I don't have if I were to have a favorite, to be honest, then definitely Michigan.
Wow. Okay, national champion Michigan Wolverines now. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, okay. Last but not least, if out of these four things, you got to give up one of these sweets. I don't know if you're a
Okay.
dessert kind of person, but you got to give up one of them, okay?
Okay.
So, cupcakes, A. B, honey buns. C, pies. D, donuts. Which one are you giving up?
Let's go with the donuts.
Wow. Oh my God, Serianna, I would have had to say the pies for me. I would have said pies. I like it. The donuts. Okay. All right. So you must be a cupcake lover then. Cupcake lover, honey bun. You didn't say honey bun, which was good. Honey bun lover too.
Yep. And then even though I love donuts, I mean, if I was in that situation, and I would definitely have to take out the donuts because usually I don't have like donuts. I mean, usually we don't have breakfast donuts for breakfast. So I was like, I mean, of course I like my smoothies as well.
Sure, sure. That's awesome. Okay, I like that. You did pretty well on this or that. You did pretty well. I like that.
I appreciate it.
I want to ask you now, if Serianna wasn't doing journalism, what other industry would you do and why?
I mean, technically, like for me personally, I would love to be like like act like in the entertainment industry because like I like and me with having my cousin ESPN and of course my uncle in like who used to be an actor in Chicago and he was in a lot in Illinois lottery commercials. He was in like the Geico commercial and he was in the
Wow.
Casey's Pizza commercial and that's why I wanted to be in like the entertainment industry because me, I of course I want to be an actress as well, and I have a dream for that. So I want to be like a motivational speaker and actor and of course a writer as well.
I think you would be amazing at speaking. I think you obviously came a long way. As you said, you used to be shy. I think you just speak so amazing. I think that you speak so poised. You would be a terrific at that actress world. I actually did some plays in high school. I was going to ask you, did you do any kind of acting in high school? I did a couple of plays.
Oh, I mean, it was before my middle school. We did like a summer play called Hercules, and
Wow.
I was like the Amazons, like which is like a non-speaking part. And then
Mm-hmm.
but then in college, and that's why reason why me being like the communication studies, I thought maybe take some like acting classes. So in my senior year of college, and I did like a senior project for acting, and I did tremendously well as on that one. And then I like excerpts of like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which is one of my favorites, and
Yes.
Rankin Bass's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and of course, like Elf, which if you ever heard of it, like with Will Ferrell. And
Sure.
I have a few parts from that one, and that's where I wrote this, and I like read a book to them like Bear Stays Up for Christmas, but like by Jane Chapman, and of course I forgot the authors. So and I thought with me like doing like very well on my senior project and for acting, then I wanted to go and I'm doing voiceovers right now. So I wanted to be like a work up into being like an actress.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
I'm working with Angel Selznick, who is like a voiceover from like Rachel Barable's Pals group, like player alignment liaison team. And I thought, okay, let's do voiceover. And then me taking a lot of like television workshop classes, radio workshop classes during my senior year of college. And I was like, you know what? I better like open my voice and like open my mind like to like some of the like topics and I also want to open my heart as well, so, like to help with the entertainment community.
That's awesome. That really is. I know the plays that I did was musicals. I did High School Musical, and I also did um, I did the Les Miserables. Les Miserables is
Oh,
what I did. So,
that's what my brother was in. He was Javert for
yep,
like he was it was a big part for him.
absolutely. I had to drink with me solo. So I had to drink. I would did multiple parts. So I did the look down, the first look down opening, and I had to drink with me solo at Les Mis as well. I thought that was great. So if it wasn't sports for me, it would definitely be acting as well. No question. I like
I
that.
agree.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Now, let's talk about this short film that you did, More Than an Athlete, your letter of gratitude to cross country. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, well put together. Um, and I want to know what went into it. What went into it as far as you making the decision to do this short film? And how long did it take you of the process to complete it?
Well, I mean, it took me like a few days to complete, and I was like, and the reason why I was so inspired to like create this like tremendous short film is because I had family members and friends who like sustained career-ending injuries, and I thought, and then they missed playing sports because of an injury, and then they weren't able to continue doing sports, and
Right.
that's why. And of course, I know some people who miss playing their sports, and they wish they'd gotten back to it. So I mean, of course, they can't get back to it, so that's why. And it's, they always want to have gratitude for their sports, and I want the short film to like teach them to not only have gratitude for your families, friends, mentors, coaches, and your entire community, but also have gratitude for the sports that not only changed your life as a whole, but also like prepared them for life at the sports and taught them the life lessons that they learned on and off the athletic fields.
I like that. I do. And like I said, I loved your letter. I love the video. I love the photos. I love the competing photos that you showed. Anybody that hasn't checked it out, it is on YouTube. More Than an Athlete, Letter of Gratitude, Cross Country. It's a 15-minute short film. I had the opportunity, like I said, to watch it in its entirety. I thought it was great. Obviously, you're incredible when it comes to the edits and putting it together. You do such a fantastic job in that for sure. I'm talking to Serianna Machesney Dehmlow. For those that are going to watch this once it's posted, Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. Your host here, Chris Drummond. I want to ask you about advice, Serianna. What advice has someone gave you that you hold on dearly to? I should say. And what advice would you give someone that wants to become a writer or wants to pursue something in journalism?
So like my advice to you, like I wanted, first of all, I wanted to share this motto I shared from high school. Like, if you compete while following your dreams, you will have better dreams in the future. And of course I'm doing like finding cross country confidence in all aspects of life. So if for those who want to become writers, like, and like whether it's like motivational, like poems, and by the way, I have poems on Medium, so make sure to check that out. And or like writing like in general, like make sure you take lots of classes and like always pay attention to always pay attention, like and make sure you check your like grammar, you check your like punctuation, you check your like letters and so many others. So always use your resources. And by the way, I used like my alma mater's writing center, which really helped me tremendously with my writing assignments, and that improved my grades tremendously. So like my advice to you all is to make sure like use the resources, because they will not only help you like succeed within your studies, they will also help you like bring on your skills from that into your professional life.
No question about it. And just to piggyback off that, definitely use your resources. I would say find mentors too. If you can find a mentor or someone that you can go to, have evaluate your stuff, connections are big time in this industry of journalism. I've been in it now for almost 4 years, past 2 years part time, then 2 years in Atlanta where I was doing different games and writing different game recaps and stories part time. So finding a mentor and someone that you can talk to about the industry, someone you can get advice from, someone that can read your writings, that can help you, like what Serianna said, with grammar and things of that nature, helps out tremendously. Like I said, once you build those connections and get those people in your life, all they want to do is continue to pay it forward. And then that's how you continue to pay it forward. So, yes, use your resources. She's absolutely right on that. But also, if you can, find mentors. And mentors have to be some people that's not always gonna, give you sweet talk. And what I mean by that is not always gas you up, not always say positive things. Sometimes it's gonna be constructive criticism, and it's okay. You just have to take that. It's not trying to harsh on you; it's trying to make you be better because you want to be great at what you do. So, advice to you writers, no doubt about it, from a couple writers like Serianna and myself, for sure.
And of course, like with those like writing, like you want to also make sure you have good editing skills, like and proofreading skills. Like, I mean, not only, and of course, like me in the writing center, I was taught like editing and proofreading. And in my news editing class, I had the highest grade in the class, which is pretty amazing.
Okay.
And the communicate, and then like doing my papers, and then of course my like scripts for like upcoming short films. And that's why make sure it's like very diligent, and make sure it's like really connecting to like like for example my More Than a Student Athlete, a letter of gratitude for running. So like make sure like it's like all part of the plot. Like every person worldwide has a sense of gratitude for their families, friends, and their communities. So you also
Sure.
want to make sure you like add the theme of your like short film. and add the theme of your script or any other project that you are currently working on.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Well, we have came to probably the end of the podcast. I would say this. These are my last two questions to you, Serianna, and you gave great answers to every question that we've had on here. I really do appreciate it. But here's the last two. You got to name two people, okay? You got to mention two people that you think would be absolutely great to talk to on this podcast to help me get them on.
Well, I would say my very good friend of mine, Madison Brownrigg.
Okay.
And of course, and for me, let's see a coach. Let's go with Nate Rucker.
Okay. All right. I like that. So Madison and Nate are the two names. And absolutely, if they have LinkedIn's, I definitely will hit them up for sure and let them know to be a part of this because this is great. It's great to talk to you, get to know you a little bit. Obviously, you broke down your story, having autism, growing up with that, going through middle school, finally picking a sport in running that your mom mentioned to you that said, hey, would you like to try this out? You tried it out. You ended up being a three-time record holder in the 10K. If I'm not mistaken, that's what you said. You also got
the 10K.
Master's degree from Drake, a bachelor's degree from Upper Iowa. You're a boneless wing chicken eater. You're pretty good at bowling as well. You're a Cubs fan. And listen, there's many more that I could say, but those have came to my mind, and I love talking to you, Serianna. I really do. My last question to you is there anything else you would like to add before we conclude?
Yes, I just want to say, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate the interview, and it not only gave me an opportunity to open my voice to tell everyone my story and how I overcame my struggles with autism, all by finding cross-country confidence in all aspects of life, whether it's academics, athletics, like in your community service, and whatever that is. Like, I just want to let you all know, like if there anyone who is doubting you, always keep going and always keep finding cross-country confidence in everything you do.
I love that. I really do. Well, listen, best of luck to you in your future endeavors. You and I would definitely remain in contact. That's no question. And I want you to enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Once again, thank you, Serianna, for coming on to the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Chris. And I really appreciate the interview, and God bless.
God bless you.